Hi, my name is Tim Sway and I make things out of reclaimed materials. A buddy of mine was redoing a kitchen and he pulled out this maple butcher block countertop and gave it to me, and I think a guitar might live inside it. So I'm going to use some CNC router bits that I got from ToolsToday to carve a guitar out of this countertop. But I'm not going to make like a body and a neck. I'm going to do a one-piece guitar, so the entire guitar. Well, here, come with me and I'll show you. So now from this one piece of wood, I'm going to be able to get two guitars, and I'll show you my plans in a minute. And that's just from this half. I still have two more guitars living in that one too. The guitar I designed requires a 12 1/4 inch block by a 32 inch long block for me to cut it out, and that just fits on my 2 foot by 3 foot CNC router parts machine. I designed it that way on purpose. What I'm making is a headless guitar, so where the tuners are down at the tail of the guitar rather than up at the headstock of the guitar, and that eliminates some of those extra inches so I can fit it onto my machine. I cut the block to size and then mounted it to my CNC with some decking screws. I started on the front flat surface with a 1/4 inch end mill doing most of the cuts. All the bits I use are listed in the video description. For the pocket that's going to hold the recessed pickguard, I used an 1/8 inch end mill because I wanted to make the corners a little bit tighter than the 1/4 inch would allow me to do. Now for the back of the guitar, I busted out the big guns. I started with this 1/2 inch end mill to do the roughing pass on the whole back of it. Really get a lot of material away quickly. And man, it's exciting running these big end mills, and I love watching the chips pile up. I'm going to hot glue around the entire edge of this just to really make sure it doesn't move around in my final finishing pass. For the finishing pass, I used a 1/2 inch ball nose. There's not a lot of tiny detail or tight corners, so this makes pretty quick work of it, and as you can see, the finish is almost flawless. Again, I love watching the chips. I'm really impressed with the cut. I use that 1/2 inch ball nose, which ToolsToday told me is technically not supposed to do this type of 3D carving, but the finish came out really good. So I'm going to start sanding this down, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to cut out some of my other pieces. I get these sign misprints from a local sign maker. They're made of plastic with aluminum on either side. They're perfect for making guitar pickguards and whatnot. I just sand off the graphics and I get this nice brushed aluminum look. So now I use the 30-degree engraving bit to create an Islamic-inspired graphic in the pickguard. My 8-year-old son Vance made up the word Astola for a name for the body style of this guitar, which I really liked. But then I looked it up later on the internet and I discovered it's actually an island off the coast of Pakistan. So I'm paying homage to that island here. I used an 1/8 inch end mill to cut some control pockets, and what I found with cutting plastic is if I run the toolpath twice, it takes care of all the little melted plastic bits that get stuck on the first pass. I made the fingerboard from reclaimed Kumaru decking and used a 1/4 inch ball nose to carve a compound radius into the fingerboard first. It's about a 12 inch radius at the beginning of the short part, and it goes all the way up to a 26 inch radius at the end. I used a .020 inch end mill to score the lines where the frets will go. This way I can get really accurate lines that I can then clean up with my saw later. I used that tiny engraving bit again to make some fingerboard position markers that match the graphics on the pickguard. I infilled them with a little bit of dyed epoxy, then sanded them down flat. Doing the fret work and the electronics wiring and the rest of the guitar making process is really a little bit complicated, and I didn't go into detail in this video. I have a YouTube channel of my own, which is called youtube.com/TimSway, where I have a lot of guitar builds and more information on the process if you want to check that out. I also make some other stuff too. And then I have another YouTube channel called New Perspectives Music, where I play the guitars and I interview other musicians and then make them play my guitars too to get some honest feedback. This is a problem that I knew I was going to have. You can see if I have the string on the bridge and then going down to the nut, it's pretty high off. So what I need to do is recess this bridge into the wood a little bit. I cut this template out This is an Amana 47224 1/4" pattern bit that I bought years and years ago, and it's great for making guitars because you can get into these really tight corners on some of these templates. To do this, I'm going to use my brand new router. Live and learn, right? I didn't really think of this. I thought I would just have to notch it out a little spot for this tool that you use for winding the strings, but you have to be able to get it out. To get that tool out of there, I'm just going to eyeball it to where I think it'll look okay and clamp it. Clean up all this stuff. Well, that took a few minutes to solve, but now I can go back and add the pocket to my Aspire file and have the robots do it next time. And I laughed when I pulled out that Amana router bit. That's just proof that ToolsToday is the place for guitar makers to shop. Oh, I use old records in my builds a lot, and same plastic rules apply. Go slow, do it twice. Then it's just a matter of the wiring and the setup, which takes some time and practice to get good at. 1, 2. I still have enough of this to make more. I'm super happy with how it turned out. It came out better than I expected. If I were to do it again, I'd make a couple subtle changes to the file. I would add the cuts that I had to make by hand there to make that bridge work. Thanks again very much for watching. I hope that you were inspired to not only try to make something that's maybe new to you or outside your comfort zone, but also to try to do it with reclaimed materials, and you can see the results can be very surprising. All right, thanks a lot and be good.